You're welcome back. On this video, we'll be discussing about what API actually implies. But before we start, please and please click on that very follow button at the same time, share this very video at the same time, also try to like this video. So let's dive in. What is API? The simple definition for API is application user interface. That is the meaning exactly. So what is API? Whenever we hear API in programming terms, so the simple definition we can actually give to API, let us just put it in our normal scenario, is just as you going to a canteen. After you get into that canteen, you request for a food. You understand? When you request for a food, what will they do? They will have to process your food and then give you your feed and they give you whatever you request for. So that same scenario is what actually happened in the normal sense of programming. So let's refresh our brain back to whenever you take your ATM card, you get to the ATM station, you put your ATM card into the machine. Immediately you put it, what will be the first thing you will do? You have to input your transaction pin. So once you input your transaction pin, the system will send that transaction pin to the bank endpoint, which is the bank database, just to validate if the pin you input, number one, is correct. Nevertheless, this system, they will check if the pin is correct. When it is correct, they will also check if it actually match with the card information. Once it match, then they will return a success response of you are welcome, then you make a withdrawal. So when you ask to withdraw 1,000 naira, if you don't have sufficient fund, immediately enter that you want to make a withdrawal of 1,000, the system we have to send back to that your account to check if the amount you have is up to 1,000 naira. If it is up to 1,000 naira, then it will process your withdrawal. So this procedure or this system of it going, you request it, it process it, its return response is just the definition for API. So in the programming terms, whenever you are discussing about API, it's just you actually just trying to log into a particular website. Once you try to log in, the system you will validate if this particular user is a registered user first. So once you enter your username, you enter your password, it will actually send a request to the backend to know if the information you submitted is correct. So once it's checked at the back end, oh, this particular information you submitted, it has never been on the database. So what will it return? This particular it will return that is either you submit said wrong information, invalid username or password. It will never say that, oh, this particular is all. It can actually return. It is really based on how programmer actually program it. It can actually return that this particular user does not have an account with us. That is number one. Number two is that whenever you want to try to log in, you enter the correct username, you also enter the correct password. The system will also send that particular information you submitted to the backend to go and check if this information you submitted is correct. So it will check your user. Okay, this particular user is actually registered on our platform. It will also confirm the password you're also actually trying to use on that particular website. So once you do that as well, that procedure is also what we known as what API is actually trying to send request to the backend. It process the request and then what give you response back. That is just the normal simple way. You understand my point? So another way we can actually explain what API actually implies is when you try to log in, fine, it knows that you are actually a registered user. The next thing it has to confirm is that this particular user, is it just a normal user? Is it a premium user? Is he a pro user? So if you're a premium user, it will also check that and give you the premium account. You understand? If it is also a pro user, it also check and give you the pro account. Then, okay, if you are an administrator, what will it do? It will give you the dashboard of an administrator. So it will never make the mistake for it to actually give you the administrator. It will never make the mistake by giving administrator dashboard to normal user. You understand my point? So once you enter your username and password, it will confirm this particular user, is it just a normal user? No, it is not just a normal user. He is an administrator. Okay, let us give him administrator dashboard. So that is what API actually does. It is actually sending a request to your backend to know whatever your user requests for or whatever you actually request for. So apart from that, you can actually use it is also connecting one website to another. Okay, you want to connect your platform to this. Whenever my user request for weather, today's weather information, okay, what will it do? It will send request to another website that actually has that information, and it will return that particular stuff. Okay, I need to know the weather information in Abuja. What will it do? It will send a request to the API you are connected to. The API will then send the request back for you to get the actual response. So that is just the simple definition of what API actually implies. So as you all know, we have various forms of API. We have the HTTP method, whereby you can actually use post, you can use get, you can use add, you can use put, and there are some other method of HTTP. If you know some other method, you can definitely drop it in the comment section. So in our next video, we'll be discussing when to use each and every method whenever you are whenever you want to use each and every method, you understand, and how to use it. So that will be on our next video. So apart from the HTTP method, we also have some other method as well, but that will be explained in our next video. Please and please don't forget to click on the follow button. At the same time, share this very video. We'll be dropping more video regarding this very topic. We meet again on the next episode.